on a kind of break, so that's why I haven't really been um, doing much readings lately. I've been recovering, okay? Had to take some time out to heal a little bit, but I feel like y'all are due an update as to what's happening as it pertains to your bread and butter. This is how you make your money. So, let us find out what God wants us to know as it pertains to the hair industry. Most High, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. See, this is how you know I've been off for a long time. Look at the lotion. Dry. I need to put some fresh one in there, just wait. I did not prepare. I just felt like, ooh, I should do a reading for the hair posse. So, I jumped on here like I was ready. But I'm not. I believe that love has brought us here, and we should be together, babe. I play it off, but I'm dreaming of you. I keep it cool, but I'm feeling. I try to say goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when I'm not doing hair. Hey. Shout out to all those who love their job in the hair industry. Shout outs. We don't sell hairstyles, we sell self-confidence. We change your life. Okay? I hope you're ready for all this attention you're gonna get because you look so good. So yeah, let's find out what it is that God wants us to know. Hair industry massive. Most High, what's your message for us at this time, please? Uh-oh. Lord of mercy. I was guided to this deck. Let's see. Hello. All those who are saying hello. You're not a good singer. That's alright. The objective is to be happy, is not to entertain. I'm not here to entertain you with my singing. I was entertaining myself. I try to say goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when I'm not doing hair. I tried and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when I'm not doing hair. I'll tell you what, our clients' worlds crumble when we're not doing their hair. Also, do you know how important you are?
know how important what you do is as a hairstylist, as a wig maker, as the one who makes hair products. Come on. The hair industry is a big, 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 big business. And you're a part of it. And you should feel proud and do what you do very well. Your clients may not give you the kind of thanks and the kind of praises that you deserve for making them look fantastic. Listen, yeah. You give somebody the right hairstyle, the type of people, okay, depending on how you look, the type of people that would usually pay attention to you, it could shift dramatically. So if you got the right hairstyle, the type of men or women that would pay you attention, it shifts. Have you ever noticed? Some hairstyles suit you more than others. But people look at you differently, depending on how you present yourself. You know, humans are fickle like that. It's the same mindset inside. So it's like you could take the pig out the palace. No, you could take the pig out the sty and put it in a palace, but it's still a pig. But at least it's a good-looking pig. It's not a washed pig. It's a well-fed pig. It's a clean pig, but it's still a pig. So it's important not only to work on our physical appearance, but also on our mental and spiritual and emotional appearance. We need to pay attention to how we show up in the world overall, because just as a hairstyle could change the type of people that are attracted to you, our mindset, our behavior, okay, everything about us, it sends out an energy that attracts. Okay. Sometimes it attracts like energy, sometimes it attracts opposition, because you got jealous people all over the place and shit like that. So they say like attracts like, but opposites also attract. So both things are true. Let's find out what we need to know, other than all the stuff I was saying. I'm playing on what I'm dreaming of you. I keep my cool, but I'm feeding. I try to stay away and I choke. I try to walk. This is our client singing to us now. I try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when I ain't got good hair. Okay, I'm done. I forgot I said I was done. I keep my cool, but it's my channel.
I'm feeling. I try to say goodbye and I choke. Try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide, it's clear. My world crumbles when I got bad hair. Goodbye and I choke.
Alright, so the subject matter of this reading. Okay, so we got bisexual. Okay, so before y'all go crazy, this is not a reading, a personal reading, though it could actually be talking about bisexuals. A bisexual is a person who is interested in having sex with both genders. However, sex is another word for communication. When I'm using these decks that don't have a communication card in it, the sex card usually come out as communication or exchange. So it's like both sexes. Okay, so these are for men and women of the hair industry. Okay, so this could be talking about like a unisex kind of energy. We cater to both men and women. So I'm seeing like hair products that both men and women can use. And I'm seeing something about weave as well that both men and women can use. And can I just say, it's nice to see, have you seen those videos where men who have lost their hair actually go and get hair glued on? Have you seen those videos? I think that's incredible, and I feel like any woman who is offended by that, you need to rethink your position on that, because that's what women do, that's what we do. Okay, when we got something wrong with our hair, we hide it under a wig and whatnot, and now men are also able to restore their beauty and their youthful appearance by getting hairpiece installments, wig installments, stuff like that. So that's what I'm getting from off of this card. So it's something to do with a unisex energy, okay? So let's see what the message is. Because a lot of men, they lose their hair when from they're very young, but they don't want to. You know, our hair is our beauty. Is a major part of our beauty. So I feel like we should be open to men. If it's dreadlocks, they could get like one of them wig installment, one of them dreadlock wig installments, whether it's a skin fade or whatever he gets. I've seen them shave the head clean, put glue all over it, do that lining and whatnot, and on top of the glue, they stick down the afro kinky hair, right? And then they shave it like they let it dry and shave it like regular hair, and he's no longer bald headed. It's cheaper than going overseas or anywhere else to get like hair transplants and stuff like that. So personally, I'd suggest that if you're a man and you've lost your hair, you should go and look into having this done if you feel confident enough to allow yourself to do that. And as a hairstylist, I feel like this is a service. It's new. It's fairly new. I think it came out in like the last couple of years where you could actually get like your for Afro clients, you could get like a proper fade look by using the Afro kinky on your client. So barbers, you could get into this. This should be something that once you've mastered it, you can charge good money for doing it. Okay, and you make your clients happy. Okay, I don't know how long it lasts. You'd have to do some experiments to find out how long it lasts. Um, but yeah, it's something to look into because everybody deserves to feel beautiful. Okay, it's the gift that we, as people of the hair industry, give to the world. You know, we help to raise people's self-confidence. Like I said, we don't sell hairstyles; we sell self-confidence. Make you feel good about yourself again. At least your outer appearance. You know. Shout outs to all those who love their job in the hair industry. It's our pleasure to serve. We are magicians. We are hair magicians. Okay. So before I continue with these cards, let's see if they're meant to be interpreted upright. Feels at peace like this. Yeah, this part feels, but it still feels kind of wrong. Let me check again. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, so that's in the reverse. So both of these are gonna be in the reverse. So the first card we have. So if they were like this, then it's this and this. So then we go in the reverse. Okay, so the first card is psychological manipulation in the reverse. Okay, so and then we have secret in the reverse. So what does that mean? Psychological manipulation in the reverse. If you're not psychologically manipulating someone, then you're actually telling them the truth. And secret in the reverse is knowledge that was once hidden is now revealed. Okay, so there's truth being revealed. Okay, and it's truth that have the power to change your mind, be kind of revolutionary. It's truth that has the ability to make you more innovative, more inventive. Truth that has the power to push you forward and make you even better than you are. Make the hair industry even better than it is by making things more accessible. Like some of the services I was talking about for men, they're out there, but I don't think that they're very accessible at the moment anyway. Okay, so mind altering truths being revealed. Destiny altering truths, because if you change your mind, you change your destiny. The way you think determine what you do, and what you do determine where you end up, or what you don't do. What you do and what you don't do determine where you end up. Okay, so there's a lot of power here in whatever is being revealed. Let's see. And we have Ministry of Finance, so it has the power to alter your money. Okay, and then we have coded message. So coded message suggests to me that there's some things that you need to study. There's need to look closely at the information and decipher. Okay, and airport. So airport in this deck is not airport like flying away, but the airport. So It could be something that somebody's saying to you. So some kind of truth somebody's revealing to you has the power to change your finances. Okay, but you need to do some work to really understand what somebody is saying to you. Okay, the underlying issue, we have control and war. Control and war. So to control something getting out of hand, to control some sort of bickering, some sort of opposition that's about to rise, you need to make sure you understand what is being said. Somebody's saying something to you, they're telling you the truth. It's a truth that you did not know before because it was once a secret, but now it's not a secret. So somebody's revealing some secret information to you regarding money, and you need to really decode what they're saying. So somebody's not talking in like plain language, they're not giving you all the answers or something like that. So they could either not be telling you in plain language, or possibly they're not giving you all the answers that you need. So you need to do some research, okay? Because there's some kind of difficulty that will arise if you don't understand what is happening here. Okay? And it has everything to do with your money. Okay, let's read on. So we got neutral entity, private sector. That would be the salons, you guys, everybody who because hairdressing isn't a governmental thing, it's a private. Interesting. Then we got Mr. and Mrs. World Domination, aka the shadow government. Okay, so this is not looking very good. We got land needing mental manipulation and high school podcast. Illegal activity. That's what I'm saying. It's not looking good here. Because it's like something with the hair industry is like, I'm getting like they want to impose on you guys financially. So maybe they're gonna come out with like some new taxes or some new prices or something. It's like the yeah, then we got pimp. And you know what a pimp is? A pimp forces people to work and take the bulk of the money. So the government is probably going to be issuing new rules, coming up with new rules that's gonna mess with your money. But there's a way around whatever this is. There's a way around it. But you need to do your research to understand. So it's like putting on your thinking cap. There's a need for you to put on your thinking cap. Because whatever they're doing is illegal. So this podcast is telling you of the illegal activity. Okay? So the government is trying to force their way in to the hair industry and make it harder in some way for you guys to make your money. I don't know what they're planning to do. You probably have heard news of this already, some of you. I'm going to dig into it a little bit more to find out. So we got doctor and the news media. So maybe something came up on the news regarding the hair sector. Okay, but whatever you heard on the news, it's been doctored. It's not 100% true, and we already know that this is illegal, whatever they're planning to do. So now we need to look into this illegal activity a little bit more to find out what the hell they're up to. Okay, so I'm gonna make some space here. control the war, neutral entity, private sector, Mr. and Mrs. World Domination. They want to control everything and everybody, don't they? So, I'm going to keep out the control war and the illegal activity. So, you're going to have to stand up for yourselves, or we are going to have to stand up for ourselves against anything that we feel is unfair. Because we got laws of the universe coming in next. So, if we stand up for ourselves, then nature is going to be on our side. But you have to have the courage to stand up for yourself. If you don't stand up for yourself, then if they impose whatever nonsense this is on you, you have none but yourself to blame for just sitting down and taking it. Okay? I'm not saying that y'all need to go be physically violent, but it's like, for example, they're trying to change society from one where we use actual cash to one where our cash is just a bunch of numbers on a computer. And I'm telling you guys right now, the people who are in charge of this society, they shouldn't have that much power, because that means they could shut down anybody at any time for any reason. You don't have to do anything bad for them to shut your bank account down. But if you have cash, if we're still spending cash in society, then at least it keeps some of the power in the hands of we the people. So when it comes to this cashless society, it's a convenience, but it should not be the only mode of pay. Do you understand? So I think that when it comes to them making society a cashless one, we the people need to basically, I don't know what the word is, boycott it or something like that. Like, insist on spending money. I don't know how to get around it, but I know that there's something that we can do to make sure that they understand that we the people want cash money to stay around. They're not allowed to turn this or any society into a cashless one, because they cannot be trusted with that much power. I'm telling you, if we people sit back and allow them to turn our society into a cashless one, a lot of other bad shit is going to happen. A lot of people are going to lose their homes, because you can have $1 million today and tomorrow or this afternoon or next minute, by a push of a couple buttons, your account will be saying 000. That's the kind of power that we put in their hands. So if you're, for example, supporting the wrong political party, you are in the 000. You're on the 000 list. If you say anything that is negative, even though it's true about the government, you will be put on the 000 list. These are the type of immature people that are running things, and that's the reason why whatever they're up to here is another immature scheme, because they are the one who are running things. So if we want any justice, we're going to have to learn how to stand up and make that happen, or else sit back and allow yourself to be manipulated, oppressed even more. Okay? So let's find out a little bit more what we can find out about this illegal activity. What do you want to share with them about this illegal activity that they're doing? Okay, I'm hearing clarify the war card, not the illegal activity card. Clarify the war card. So let's find out about this war. Control the war. Let's see. So So clarifying the war card. Okay, so we got the Nephilims at the bottom of the deck. So in my studies, I found that there are three types of people in the world. We got the reptilians, we got the Nephilims, no, the reptilians, the Anunnaki, and the Nephilims. The reptilians are the ones who do whatever the fuck they want, when they want, to who they want. That would be the government people. They're in that type of energy. The Anunnaki are in the middle. They can either be good or bad. The Nephilims are the ones who insist on being good. So the reptilians take pleasure in being bad, selfish, okay? The Anunnaki, they swing on both sides, and the Nephilim are those of good, those who insist to do good. Okay? So, at the bottom of the deck, the subject matter, clarifying the war, is the Nephilims. So let's find out what God wants us to know. So the good guys are here to fight on our behalf. They bring justice, they bring wisdom, they bring the light. Okay? They're like the 144,000. They are the healers. They are the justice seekers of the world. They balance the dark energy. Okay, so we got the health card, but it's actually in the reverse. So let's just check to make sure it's meant to be like that. Okay, so it's meant to be in the upright. Alright, so war, we got health. Clarifying the war card is health. The underlying issue, we got Nephilims, followed by love. Okay, so we got the temple or the Jews. Temple. I'm getting the temple with that. So that would be us. Temple. And we got specific sign. Universal watch. So if you're paying attention, that's like the coded message energy. If you're paying attention, you will have noticed something happening. Let's read on. So we got Soka. Now I just learned the new the definition for SOCA. There's a branch of government that calls themselves SOCA. It stands for Serious Organized Crime Agency. And I've also now attributed that title to Mr. and Mrs. World Domination. But I put an extra S at the beginning, so I call them the Secret Serious Organized Crime Agency, where they hire people not to do the right things but to do bad things, aka war. Okay? They create disruptions and stuff like that because they get money out of doing so. Money or power. Alright? So let's read on. So if you're watching, you will have noticed something. We got elders and we got the Hair Industry Collective. Fact check mainstream news report. So there's that something on the news again. So you need to fact check it. There's something that they're saying on the news when it comes to the hair industry or maybe this could be on social media, okay? And yeah, you need to fact check it. Angels, it's up to you, okay? The young ones, the elders and the young ones, you all need to pay attention. Because one of the things that I've seen on social media regarding hair, black hair, is they're talking, you see how a lot of black women are losing their edges. They're coming up with all these, with some new hair serum or some shit to put on there. And when I watched the commercial, I was too upset to pay attention to what they were saying, but I know that they were not addressing the actual issue as to why so many women are losing their hairline. And here is the reason why so many women, black women, have lost their hairline. Okay? So this is one report from the news media that we're going to fact check right now. And y'all, you people who are in the hair industry, you gonna know what I'm saying to you is true. Now, hair braiding is not something new to black people. Black people, since Patra, Janet Jackson, even further back in history, black people have been getting their hair put in extensions. And we have never had an epidemic of broken hairline, damaged hairline. It's at an epidemic proportion right now, and it's been at an epidemic proportion for a while. And they're trying to sell it to people. They're trying to sell the problem to people as though it is something other than traction alopecia. The braids that you're putting in your hair is too heavy. I've been saying this forever. People like to see their hair looking quote unquote full. How do you get your hair to look full when you're having a braided hairstyle? Is to use less of your hair and more of the extension. What does that do? That creates tension. It's heavy. The hair around the hairline at the front of the head is a lot less strong than that which is here going all the way back. Okay? When you do your hair and when you do the hair and the hair is done quote unquote full, and they're keeping in their hair for a month, 2 months, or even longer, with each sweep in your hair, each time they sweep their hair into a ponytail, it pulls one strand until soon there's nothing there. All you see is the white heads at the end of the hair, where the hair follicle pulled all the way out from the scalp. A lot of people, they're in the hair industry, but if there's any school for black hair, it has recently been erected. So we who are members of the black hair industry, we've had to figure it all out on our own. I feel like even now there are no schools to teach how to properly care for dreadlocks. So those who do dreadlocks right now, we are figuring that shit out on our own. So we're gonna make mistakes. And I've been in the business since I was 15 years old. I am now 44. So I've had time to pay attention to a lot of the problems. Thereby I have the solutions to a lot of the problems concerning hairstyles from the past. I'm not big on weaving and that, but when it comes to hair braiding, I know a thing or two about being a hair braiding technician and being a loctician. So I'm telling you, one of the main causes for hair loss, hairline breakage in black women is that too much of the hair extension is being put on the hair. Another reason for the hairline breakage is this. A client come to you to get single plaits. What is the first thing people do when they get single plaits? The first thing we do is push that shit all the way back and tie it up. Or we put it up and tie it up. Now, what a lot of hairdressers do is they plait the hair coming straight down. So they'll probably put a center parting or a side parting or whatever, and the hair comes straight down this way, straight down this way. What does that do? When you put that with the fact that your client is going to pull back their hair, if not before they leave the salon, as soon as they get home to go bed or go sleep or whatever, is because the hair is plait tight and it's straight down, when you pull it back, the hairs that are at the front, they're gonna get damaged because it's been plait straight down. So what I do to my clients is any hairs that I'm putting in the front, I do two things. Number one, my front plaits are never the same size as the back ones because I know the hairline is sensitive. So you have to be conscientious about how much hair you're putting on the client's hairline. You need to explain to them that those, because look at the baby hair naturally, there's less baby hair than the further back you go into the head. So when you're doing a plait on the baby hair of your client, you need to make sure that it is less heavy than what you've been putting on the stronger parts. Okay? So because it's so heavy and because it's been plait straight down, when you pull it back, that's two different types of tension being put on the hair. Or when you put it up, it's going in the opposite direction, so that creates traction, it creates pull. And that's one of the reasons why so many women are losing their hair, so many black women are losing their hairlines. These new hairdressers, they're not experienced enough to understand that sometimes you need to tell your client that's a bad idea. And here is why. So we need schools. Another major reason for the epidemic of broken black women having bald hairlines is the wig glue. The wig glue, the tension that we put on the hairline when we put wigs on our clients' hair. That also rips the hair out if it's not removed properly. And also, if you put the glue on and you're sleeping on it and you sleep on your hair and it pulls and stuff like that, your hairline don't go completely in one go. It breaks off. The hair comes out from the follicle little bit by little bit by little bit, and each time you go back and you get your hair braided, each time you go back and you get this wig installed, you pull out more and more and more and more of your hairline. There's not a need for a special formula to prevent this. There's a need for the hairstylists to understand what's causing the problem so that we can save our clients the embarrassment. So the hairs at the front should never be the same size as the hairs at the back. Yes, it looks nice, but it's not healthy for the hair. And pardon my aggression, but me personally as a hairdresser, I have given up on a lot of the things I like to do in hairdressing because of the standards that are being displayed when it comes to hair braiding and dreadlock styling in this day and age. I feel like the clientele are being groomed to focus more on the neatness, the immaculateness of the hairstyle more than the health of the hair. I can't keep up with that, and I'm not gonna try to keep up with that. And any client that come to me to get their hair done in plaits, you're gonna have it my way, or you need to go find somebody who is willing to do it to that standard. Because before there was edge control, everybody was getting their hair in plaits, and they were very happy with the quality and the result. And now all of a sudden, if you're not putting edge control in the hair and making every single hair stay in place, you're not up to par. I forfeit. I am backing out. I am no longer a hair braiding technician. If that's the standard that you want from me, I'm not doing it. Okay? I feel like if you want your hair to look immaculate, save that for when you got somewhere special to go. Save that for your wedding and your graduation. But if it's just a protective style, then you don't need all that. Just do not complicate the hairdresser's life. Because, okay, you come in for box braids, you want a protective style. And it must be done with the edge control now, because that's the standard now. Okay, here's the process. After getting your hair washed and blow dried and all of that, the hairdresser has to part your hair. Then, excuse me, they have to, well, part out the first line. Then they have to make each section, and then they have to, with each section, put edge control around each 4 sides of that section, and then make sure it's combed through properly to make sure it's everywhere, and every hair is pulled into place nice and straight and perfect like soldiers. And then they get to plait the hair in, the extension in. Here's what it used to be. You come, you get your hair washed, blow dried, and you put some hair product in there. I forgot to add that to the first one. But you wash, blow dry, and you put in your hair product. Then you make a section, and you make your other sections. We don't have to put no edge control on there, and we don't have to then comb through that edge control and make sure each strand of hair is pulled, yes sir, straight. Okay, we don't have to do all of that. We skip that step. So why I'm saying all this? I'm saying all this to say, you've come into the salon, you want to give the hairdresser that extra step as standard, and I hope that they're getting I hope that they're getting paid for that technicality. So if you're putting in that type of effort for your clients as standard, make sure that you're getting paid for your time. Because that extra step in totality, depending on what size the plaits are, could add a good half an hour to maybe an hour extra on the service. Time is money. So there's a need for us to learn the craft. Don't just be so focused on doing a style that's super neat. You have to think about the health of your client's hair. No more black women need to be losing their edges. That shit is not normal. It's not necessary. It was never a thing. So although there are no schools to teach us We need to use every opportunity that we get to learn what we can, experience what we can, so we can put our best work out into the world. We are self-taught, all of us, black hairstylists. I think they only recently started to teach Afro barbering. There are no schools for us. We are the teacher and we are the student ourselves. So we need to think ahead, coded message, figure it out before you actually jump into it. Think about what you're doing, pay attention. You catch the do's and don'ts. And when you catch them, you need to be courageous enough to step outside of the line of what is standard. Because if you're not courageous enough to say to your client, it's better if I put less on the hairline, and it's better if I plait it at an angle, not going straight back, not going straight down, but diagonally. So that way, if they want to pull it up, it's less strain. If they want to keep it down, if they want to pull it back, it's less strain on the hairline when you're doing single plaits. You need to apply this method. So before you see something on Instagram and you think to yourself, oh, I can do that, use forethought. It's not enough to make your work look good. You have a responsibility to your clients to maintain the standard of health of their hair as well. Okay? Because when these clients start to figure out how they're losing their hairline, it's not going to be good. So, WAR. What was clarifying the WAR is the health card. I feel that what God is talking about is doing your work properly. And that's, I only told you of the physical aspect of it. There's also the business side of it, the management side of hairdressing. But let's see what came out. Nephilims, love, Jews, specific signs, universal watch. Then we got secret organized crime agency. The Elders, Hair Industry Collective, Fact Check Newsstream Media, mainstream news reports. So, the criminal activity is the lies that are being put out there to confuse those of us in the hair industry. They're trying to stop us from doing our best job. Because you know they don't love black women. They claim, say, we are at the bottom of the barrel for everything. So they don't want us to be beautiful. They don't want us to be smart. They don't want us to be loved by anybody. They don't want us to have healthy relationships with our children. They don't want us to have a sisterhood. They don't want us to be happy. They don't want us to be free, financially independent. So I don't really go on social media like that, but pay attention to the things that you learn from social media when it comes to anything to do with the hair industry. Fact check it before you choose to believe it, because there's a lot of propaganda out there they're spreading. Beware of the propaganda. So the original message was the psychological manipulation is not a secret anymore. So basically God is saying you have what it takes within you to decipher coded message, the nonsense from what is actually true. Another big problem we have in the hair industry is putting edge control in dreadlocks. and then not knowing or taking the time to wash dreadlocks properly. The edge control and dreadlocks should not be put together, in my opinion. Why? Because the edge control, it traps dirt. And most hairdressers who take care of dreadlocks, they don't want to take the time necessary to wash dreadlocks in the way that dreadlocks need to be washed. Dreadlocks is not like loose hair. When something get inside of the dreadlock, it takes a special washing technique to get it out. It takes time, it takes energy, and it takes a special washing technique so that you don't have to use harsh chemicals on your dreadlocks. When I wash dreadlocks with shampoo and water. I do not use any other chemicals. If I use anything else, it'll be aloe vera plant or the linseed gel that I make from the seeds themselves. The most important element of washing your dreadlocks is the technique that you use. The shampoo and the technique. Edge control in dreadlocks, it grabs onto sweat. It grabs onto, if you're sex with your partner and they put their hand on their things or in your things and put their hand in your hair, it grabs onto that shit. It grabs the dirt, the dust that flies everywhere. It grabs lint. If you look at people who go to hairdressers, people with dreadlocks, you can tell each time they went to see their loctician, you see each ring of edge control as it goes up. And that's why me personally, I'm not even going to get into the interlocking and all that anymore. My business is going to be based on washing dreadlocks. I'll wash them for you. I'll take the time and put in the energy and the effort to wash them properly. Then you can go back to your stylist and let them do their thing. Because a lot of people don't know how to wash dreadlocks properly, and a lot of people don't care about it. And for most hairdressers, it's about how many butts you could get in the seat, do the service, take their money and send them out. And in order to take care of dreadlocks properly, those dreadlocks, it takes time to wash them clean. Some people, they need to go through a series, like a treatment, a wash treatment, where they come back every so often to get some of that buildup down so that they can then come less to get their hair washed. A clean headed dreadlocks, you can get a deep clean, say like 3 times a year. Make sure you go 3 or 4 times a year, max. You go and you get your hair proper scrubbed. Get rid of everything. Other than that, you can do one of them little swishy swashies that you get in regular salons. But 3 or 4 times a year, you need to get a deep clean. For dreadlocks that are really, 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 really messy, you need to come probably once every 2 months. And get a proper soak and a scrub until we get that shit all the way down. So it might take you a good 2 years, some of y'all, to bring your hair back to where it's supposed to when it comes to cleanliness. Because when dreadlocks are dirty, they trap smells. They take longer to dry when you wash them. They become more prone to even growing mildew inside of them. Dreadlock care is not something to take for granted. It's not something to take lightly. If you're going to wear your hair in dreadlocks, you got to know how to take care of your dreadlocks properly. That buildup as well is one of the main causes of breakage. It makes the hair get dry around those spots. And then eventually you pull like this and the hair separates. It kills the hair. It kills your dreadlocks. Man like Junior Gong and them people, they don't have dreadlocks to the ground because they're wishy-washy about how they wash their dreadlocks. Junior Gang, please don't come into my salon to ask me to wash your dreadlocks. You need a bathtub to wash your dreadlocks. And if you call me for the job, make sure you got plenty money for me. Just so you know. But yeah, so we got people out there playing around with your psyche when it comes to how to take care of hair. When it comes to Caucasian hair, I don't know much about that. So this has everything to do with barbering because this subject matter was bisexual. So this goes, there's propaganda out there when it comes to the barbering side and when it comes to the hairdressing side. So you need to be mindful of what you're learning from the internet, or if some kind of news report comes out, you have to be mindful of that as well. Just watch out for all the traps. Whether this is from a managerial perspective or it's from the practical perspective where you actually are doing the hair. So that's basically the gist that God wants you to pay attention to, so that you can put your best work out there and represent well. Okay? Help to perpetuate the beauty of our people. Do not let your service create an atmosphere where the outside world will looking at us and laugh at us. Nobody wants their hairline to go anywhere. And I'm just telling you about what I know about, but there are a lot more problems out there that you probably can think of. So whatever pertains to your branch of hairdressing, because it's the hair industry collective. So this is talking to barbers, hairdressers, wig makers, the product makers, the assistants, all y'all. You know what issues you face that stop you from being able to put your best work out there. God is saying, be ahead of the game and work out the solutions that you need. And if somebody's telling you something, don't just take what they say. Think about it. Maybe even do a practical run to see how it will work out. Because doing it, the hair will tell you. So we are students. We learn by doing. So when we do something and we realize, oh, that's not working, then we shift. So right there, nature is teaching us how to master the art of hairstyling or hair care. You see it? So just pay attention more. Alright? And whoever Mr. and Mrs. World Domination is, these are people who are in opposition to your success. These are enemies of your progress. You need to watch it because they're out there on the prowl trying to make you look bad, trying to make us look bad. So don't just watch another hairstylist and copy. They might be doing it wrong. Use your own intelligence. Set your own standard. That's how you build your brand. So people, make sure that what you're doing makes sense to you, and people who agree with what you're doing, because the proof will be in the pudding. If you're doing it right, you're going to get the right results. Hairline hair loss in black women is not a natural thing. It was never a thing. It rose up with these new hairdressers who know how to plait but don't understand the craft. There's a lot more than just putting hair in somebody's head. Okay? So, just like we had to teach ourselves, you can do it too. If you're paying attention, you will learn everything that you need to know so you can put your best work out there. Okay? And these people who are trying to teach you the wrong way to go, or these people who have employed methods that are better left out of the equation, they won't be able to get you to follow them. They won't be able to get you to follow them because you know better. You have taken the time to study. You have done some experiments and you found that, whatever you found. You need to approach hairdressing as a student when it's time to be a student. And also as a teacher when it's time to be a teacher. Sometimes you have to be a student and a teacher at the same time. Talking to yourself, asking yourself questions and answering your own questions. Because you can see in your mind's eye. And they say people who talk to themselves are crazy. You see the kind of system that we live in? It's not crazy to talk to yourself. It's called thinking out loud. That's what talking to yourself is. It's thinking out loud. It's called studying. It's seeking out loud. Okay? So, live your life. I hope that this here helped you guys. I'm going to love you and leave you now until next time, my darlings. Good luck. Okay? Let's make the world feel like the superstars that they are. Okay? That's what we do. Alright, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Until next time. Bye-bye.